Hello and welcome back to my channel. If my voice sounds a little bit weird, that's because I'm kind of sick after the vaccination, nothing major, just a cold. I redid one of my hairstyles and I wanted to show you the making of. So, this is the original hairstyle. You might remember it. I called it a scorpion tail. It's fairly basic, and this is how I redid the hairstyle now. I used the base from my long hair, from the long tail hairstyle that you saw earlier. The first one I redid actually. So I basically just copied that, cut out the tail, and then I went for redoing the the scorpion tail. Basically, I did it similar to the original. It's split into different smaller parts, but instead of just having one blob of hair, I chose to underdivide or subdivide the pieces more. So right now you see me working with one tube. I actually cut a little bit out of the video because I had some steps doubled, like this one. I copied the original part multiple times, so here it comes. First I need to move the to reshape the tube. As you can see now, it looks more like a croissant. I'm not sure what it's if it's the same in English, but yeah. Then I mirror the croissant or the shape to the side, then mirrored both to the top. So now I have 4 parts instead of just one. And the next one was kind of interesting because I wanted to give it a twist, so I basically did. So here it comes. What I did before, I had to remove the symmetric from all 4 parts, and now I'm basically twisting all 4 tubes simultaneously. As you can see, they moved quite a bit from each other, so I had to realign them. Basically just a little bit of removing, not as in remove parts, but in reset their point of origin and stuff. Aligning the endpoints or the end parts of it. And that's basically one of the hair parts. It's not really that fancy, it's not really that complicated, but it actually looks as intended. Overall, the whole thing took me just about 20 minutes because I had the main hair done and I had a pretty good idea of how I wanted to go on about this. So as you can see, when you have a clear idea beforehand what you want to do, how you want to do it, you take a lot less time and you take a lot less trial and error. Because I knew, okay, I want to do 4 tubes, I want to twist them, so I have this twisty, braided sort of look. I wanted to go for that, and it was like, okay, if I twist them, maybe I can get these this braided look. Right now I'm redoing the elastic, the hairband, because I just wasn't happy with how the old one looked. You can see it in the background on the old model. which I left in there for me, so I had an idea of where the single parts are. As you can see, it's also a lot bigger, a lot more dominant in the in the overall conception of the hair, while the new one is smaller, is lighter, and has a lot more hair feeling. I used a close-up of the new one at the end for a few seconds, and also as the thumbnail for the whole video. So here's the colored version of the hairband. I originally went with 4 rings and then went down to 3. As you can see, which is just adds a little less detail actually, which is good because you don't really see the hairbands at all in normal renders, so I can go with less detail and still have a good render. So I took the 4 braid parts and the elastic or the hairband and made them one group, so I had it easier copy pasting them, and the rest is really just copy pasting the hair part. I had to realign them a bit so they so the hair goes straight back and not to the side, which would have been fun. Of course, I could have done that, but then I would have either have looked into animating that, which I will eventually do, so I can move the hair back and forth and up and down, but I have no idea how to do that right now, and it's a little bit more complicated than just adding the tail actually, because for one I need to make it a hairstyle so it moves with the figure, and for the other part I need to add bones and make it riggable, and I'm not really sure how I do that right now. So that's something I will probably try in the next few weeks since I'm at home because of COVID, but yeah, and overall it's nothing I will try right now. So as you can see, I added another part, and there's a little cut right next, because when I started working on the tip or on the end of the hair, the program shut down unexpectedly. Excuse me. And yeah, I had to luckily I had saved it. I'm saving a lot. I basically save after every 2 or 3 steps. So here's the cut, and as you can see, I'm basically at the same point where I was. I just had to reopen the file and work at the last point where I was. So yeah, I use extrude and then weld to give the hair a point. Then doing the same for the other 3 strands. So I just have a good finish on it, so it just doesn't look open-ended or anything weird. And yeah, right now I noticed, okay, I need to move them in the other direction. It's part of using left and right view and not checking in which one I actually have open. So welding all the points, moving the tip so it gets a little bit more pointy, doing the 4th part, and we're almost done. yeah, and as you can see, it looks a lot better than before. So deleting the old model, and then we're about done. Thanks for watching, and see you around, guys.